What is up, everybody? JT Dangerously here once again. I am back to do my Stanley Cup Playoff 2017 second round prediction. Now, of course, first round matchups are done. We're on to the second round. Of course, the two games finished up. Of course, Ottawa beating Boston in 6 in Boston, and of course, Washington beating the Toronto Maple Leafs in overtime in Toronto. So, first round's done. We're on to the second round. Now, of course, my record in the first round was 4-4. Not my best record. I mean, it's 500, but it's not a losing record. It's a 500 record. So hopefully I want to bounce back. I want to bounce back in this second round. Definitely get a winning record. But 4-4 is not too bad. Now, before I begin this second round predictions, I do want to thank everybody who did watch my first round predictions. Of course, 37 views. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. And of course, just a reminder that my New Japan Pro Wrestling Dotaku 2017 will be up tomorrow morning, and then later in the evening, my Payback predictions will be up also. So keep an eye on that if you're wrestling fans like I am, like just big time wrestling fans who watch Raw like I do and SmackDown and pay-per-views. Just definitely watch those videos if you're making prediction picks, because I am pretty damn good in WWE prediction picks. I don't want to brag, but 18-8-1, so that's not too bad. What else I gotta say? I do want to thank everybody who has been watching my other two New Japan Pro Wrestling predictions. Again, they've been kind of mixed up. I don't know, like with the matches, but they are the prediction. They are the show's cards. So definitely, if you haven't watched those, definitely check those out. Of course, I don't want to forget that I know this NBA playoffs is going really slow. It's not going as quick as the NHL playoffs, but rest assured, NBA fans of mine, I will have my conference semi-predictions up as soon as the first round is over. Now, other than me rambling, let's get right into these picks. Let's get right into these second round matchups. We'll start off in the Eastern Conference again. Of course, it's the New York, and of course, I'm not. Before I forget, I'm not wearing my San Jose Sharks shirt because, of course, they did lose on Saturday, which was hard. Another ending season. So I'm wearing my Joker shirt because this seems like this year is a wild, and I mean Joker's wild. So, other than me rambling, let's get right into these picks. Starting off in the Eastern Conference, like I said, with the New York Rangers taking on the Ottawa Senators. Now, of course, the New York Rangers took down Montreal, one of the Canadian teams that is out. I mean, that was a big time shock. Of course, they won in 6, beating the Montreal Canadiens in no fashion, and then the Ottawa Senators doing the same thing, beating the Boston Bruins in Boston in overtime, so they got it done. Now, the players to watch for, like, definitely in round 2 for the Rangers, Ryan Nash, 2 goals and 1 assist. Matt Zuccarello, 3 goals and no assists. Devin Stefan, 1 goal and 1 assist. Ryan McDonough, 2 assists. And, of course, Henrik Lundqvist, 4-2 record, 1 shutout, goal against average 1.70. So that is not too bad. And then, when you look at the Ottawa Senators, I think there's only 2 Canadian teams left in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. Ottawa getting it done. I mean, with the Norris Trophy nominee, of course, Erik Karlsson. Of course, the Norris is Brett Burns, Erik Karlsson, and Victor Hedman from the Tampa Bay Lightning. But Erik Karlsson, 6 assists. Bobby Ryan, 4 goals, 3 assists. Derek Broussard, 2 goals and no assists. Clark MacArthur, the game winner against Boston, 2 goals and assists. And, of course, Craig Anderson, 4-2 record, and, of course, 1 shutout. So this is going to be a very interesting Eastern Conference second round matchup. Whoever wins gets to the Eastern Conference Finals. This one's tough because I do like the Rangers. I do like the Rangers, and Ottawa's a pretty solid team. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to take, and of course this is the second meeting between them in the playoffs, and the last time these two faced each other in the playoffs was the 2012 Eastern Conference quarterfinals, where the Rangers won in 7. But Ottawa won 2 out of the 3 in the regular season between the two. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to go with the Ottawa Senators to beat the New York Rangers to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now the next match, one I've been waiting, which I was hoping for, and I got my wish, It's the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Washington Capitals. It's not just a rivalry. It's the Caps and the Pens. It's Ovi versus Sid. Now, of course, Pittsburgh Penguins got it done, beat Columbus, and I think it was 5 or 6 games, so they got it done. And then, of course, the Washington Capitals got it done, getting past the first round against a very tough and very game Toronto Maple Leafs, and they will be back in the playoffs. Do not be surprised. Coming from me, they'll be back there. But I mean, this is the 13th time they face each other in the playoffs, with Pittsburgh having the advantage of 8-5 in the OV against Sid the Kid rivalry. Of course, when you have players on the Penguins like Sid the Kid, 2 goals, 5 assists, Evgeny Malkin, 2 goals, 9 assists. Phil Kessel, 2 goals, 6 assists. Marc-Andre Grenzel, 5 goals, 1 assist. And, of course, Marc-Andre Fleury with 4 wins and 1 loss. And his goal against average is 2.52. I mean, that's a very strong lineup for the defending Stanley Cup champions. Then you have the Washington Capitals. I mean, if you can ever think of a kryptonite to the Washington Capitals, you can say it's the Pittsburgh Penguins, because you've only beaten them 5 times. They've beaten you 8. They've knocked you out of the round. They've knocked you out of the first, second round multiple times. So they know you. You're Batman, and they're your Bane. You're Superman, and that's your Lex Luthor and Kryptonite. But when you have players like T.J. Oshie, 3 goals, 4 assists, Nicholas Backstrom, 2 goals, 4 assists, Ovi with 3 goals, Shatterkirk with 3 assists, Marcus Johansson with the game winner, 2 goals and 3 assists, and of course Braden Holtby 4 and 2, definitely going to be in Vezina. This one is going to be maybe the most intriguing Eastern Conference second round matchup in the Stanley Cup playoffs, for sure, coming from me. So coming from me in this matchup, it's the best way to get rid of, like, I am taking the Washington Capitals to win this matchup, because I think they've been, they're kryptonite, and one of these days, sometimes Superman's going to get it done. And I think the Capitals are going to get it done, and OV can finally say he can beat Sid the Kid in the playoffs. So I'm taking the Washington Capitals to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins in this Eastern Conference second round matchup. Now the Western Conference second round matchups. Of course, I'm going to start off with maybe the biggest, one of 2 of the biggest upsets in the tournament, in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Of course, the Nashville Predators playing against the St. Louis Blues. Of course, the Nashville Predators swept and I will say this, they were a favorite to win the Stanley Cup, coming from me in the West. No offense to my Sharks, but I thought the Blackhawks were the team to watch and the team to beat. But like I said, Nashville is a tough team to play, and Nashville got it done. They swept the Chicago Blackhawks, which makes the West open for anybody. And Nashville winning that is a big time, like, again, Smashville is in effect for sure in Nashville, for sure, for the Predators. Then you have the St. Louis Blues, who finished up the Minnesota Wild in 5 games. 5 games, of course. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting second round matchup in the East. The West. When you got players like Ryan Jones for Nashville, I mean, the 5 players to look out for. in Nashville: Ryan Johansson, a goal and 5 assists. Philip Forsberg, 2 goals and 3 assists. Ryan Ellis, a goal and 3 assists. Roman Yoshi, 2 goals and 1 assist. And of course, their goalie, Pekka Rinne, with a perfect 4-0 record, goal against average, .70, which is amazing, and 2 shutouts. And then look at the other side, you have the St. Louis Blues, when you have Jaden Schwartz, 2 goals, 3 assists. Alexander Steen, 2 goals, 2 assists. Vladimir Tarasenko, goal and 2 assists. And Joel Edmondson, 2 goals and no assists. And then you have their goalie, Jake Allen, with a fantastic record of 4-1, with a goal against average of 1.47. This one is maybe the toughest prediction, because they're both fantastic teams, and both of them definitely deserve to be in the Western Conference Finals. Like, I can go with Nashville because they knocked off Chicago, or I can go with St. Louis with the experience of being in the Western Conference Final like last year. So coming from me in this matchup, and this one's going to be hard because I just know I could lose this one, I'm going to go with the St. Louis Blues. I think I'm going to go with experience because they've been here before. Nashville hasn't been here before. I mean, that was a great win against Chicago, but they're playing a different team with the St. Louis Blues. Again, I could be wrong. So coming from me in this matchup, I am going to take the St. Louis Blues to knock off the Nashville Predators. And now the final matchup in the Western Conference. Of course, it's the Anaheim Ducks versus the Edmonton Oilers. Now, of course, the Anaheim Ducks swept the Calgary Flames in the first round, got it done. And, of course, Edmonton beat my San Jose Sharks in 6 on Saturday to move on. And that's the second Canadian team that's in the playoffs. Of course, I'm talking Edmonton and Ottawa are the last 2 Canadian teams left. Now, of course, this is the second time they've met each other in the playoffs. Of course, the last time was the 2006 Western Conference Finals where Edmonton won. And also Edmonton won 3 out of the 5 in the regular season. So this is a very interesting matchup. I mean, the 5 or 6 players to look out for Anaheim. Ryan Getzlaf, 3 goals, 2 assists. Kevin Bieksa, 4 assists. Shea Theodore, 2 goals, 3 assists. Corey Perry, 1 goal, 2 assists. Nate Thompson, 2 goals, 2 assists. And, of course, Josh Gibson with a perfect 3-0 record. Of course, Jonathan Bernier got the 4th win in the Game 4. So that's Gibson's got 3 wins. Bernier's got 1 win. And, of course, his goal against average is 2.59, which is not too bad. Then you have the Edmonton Oilers, and I will have to say, I have to have some respect. They got it done against my Sharks. I was like, Edmonton, again, like I said in my first round predictions, they are the most dangerous team to play. And I should have saw that coming. But, again, favoritism when it comes to my team came out. But, again, they got it done, so I have a lot of respect for the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, when you got, and of course, the 5 players to look out for the Edmonton Oilers, of course, Connor McDavid, 2 goals, 2 assists. Leon Draisaitl, a goal and 2 assists. Mark Letestu, a goal and 2 assists. And, of course, Milan Lucic, a goal and an assist. And, of course, Cam Talbot with a pretty stellar 4-2 record. Of course, his goal against average is 2.03 and 2 shutouts. So this is another interesting matchup in the Western Conference for sure. Of course, winner gets to the Western Conference Finals. Of course, Edmonton's trying to get back there. Anaheim is trying to get back there as well. This one's a very tough matchup for sure. But coming from me, and I am a Sharks fan, I got to think with my heart. I got to go with the team that beat us. I mean, if they can beat the last year's Western Conference champions, of course, the San Jose Sharks, they can beat the Anaheim Ducks. So coming from me in this final second round matchup, I am taking the Edmonton Oilers to beat the Anaheim Ducks to move on to the Western Conference Finals. And those are my second round Stanley Cup playoff predictions. I hope you guys did enjoy my predictions. Comment below, who do you have winning these final 8 games getting closer to the Stanley Cup? Let me know in the comments. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, and of course, comment right back to you. Now, of course, again, thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, you can never forget to that like button, like only you guys can. Comment, share it with your friends. And of course, you can never forget to that subscribe button and become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you in the next video. Later days and peace.